Hey, I want to talk to you about what it means to be in your queen energy, and I will go even further. I'm going to talk about the dominatrix archetype. So let's have fun, let's be playful around that topic. It's something that I hear a lot about. Many of my clients come to me initially because they feel that they are successful, intelligent, emotionally aware, they're doing all the work on themselves, but their love life is off balance. And whether if they are in a relationship, married, they often feel like they're basically the man at home, they're doing everything, they're having to plan, organize, like they kind of carry the emotional labor, which is a big problem in our society, and it's always been, I guess, a problem. And also, if you're not in a relationship but single, like a lot of my clients, they say, I'm single, I'm meeting men that are kind of weak, they're not really taking the lead, they don't know how to, they're flaky maybe, or maybe they don't call me back after the first date, or I'm just not doing good on dating. So I hear that a lot, and I think I can help you. So obviously that's just a very short video, so I'm just going to give you very big highlights, but generally it's something I work on a lot with my clients, is to go back to your feminine empowered energy. And it's a version of you that is actually a strong feminine. I like to think of strong feminine, strong masculine, weak feminine, weak masculine. When you are in your weak feminine or weak masculine, it's like you're kind of either feminine or masculine energy, but you're not really owning it. You're not fully embracing it. And therefore, it's weak. It's not really helpful in any ways. It's kind of building resentment. You're not feeling good. When you're in your strong, and I will tell you more about that, but when you're in your strong masculine, strong feminine, that's when you're like, you own it. You own the space. You're comfortable in that situation. You say what you want. You have clear boundaries, but you're also tender, magnetic. You're feeling good. You're in the flow. Often, I believe that when things in love don't work out is because there is a lack of polarity. What I mean by that is you want things to have a gap. So if you're the woman wanting to be in your feminine, you need, assuming you're in a heterosexual relationship, let's say you want a man, you want him to be in his masculine. There needs to be a strong gap. So you're not the same people, you're not trying to do the same thing. You're complementing each other and you're fitting with each other. When I talk about feminine energy, masculine energy, I'm not talking about gender. It's more like an energy spectrum, and think of it as like an archetype, or like just a general way to describe a certain way to behave. What to do if you feel like you have this resentment either toward your partner, you don't feel very feminine, you don't feel you have the space to really explore what that means to be feminine, and you feel like you're more in your masculine, you're more in the push, in the, cerebral strategy, like in life in general. I'm going to tell you, what I think you need to do is to shift into your queen energy. So we're going to try to create a bigger gap between the feminine and the masculine energy. The more you explore and give yourself permission to be in that feminine, the more the person across from you will feel empowered to explore the opposite, which is the masculine. So, however, the work you do on yourself to be more in touch with your femininity, it's very subtle, but it's going to slowly give space to that person to breathe and actually connect to who they are more, which is a more masculine, dominant energy. When you are into controlling, managing, doing, pushing, managing the person, you're closing the gap, and therefore both people are kind of suffocating, and it lacks interest as well, because you want to learn, you want to be challenged by somebody different than you. So how do you enter the queen energy? The queen energy is not a soft spoken, submissive energy. Yes, she receives. She doesn't chase. She receives, but she's very empowered and she's grounded. She knows what she wants. She talks about it. She states her needs. She's like the guardian of her pleasure. What I mean by that is she knows her body is sacred. She knows her pleasure is essential. She understands the importance to feel pleasure. And I don't mean just sexual, I mean pleasure in life. And her energy is focused on that. It's almost like you imagine if there's a spotlight between you and your partner. That could be in a date as well, like in a first date situation. Is the spotlight above you on them or on you? Often when we feel like we've been pushing in our relationship or in a date, it's when we put the spotlight on them. You need to put back the spotlight on you because you're the queen. You're the queen, the spotlight is on you. You want to feel pleasure. You want to be authentic to yourself. And you want to be honored as this way. And you honor yourself, which invites others to honor you and worship you. Now, imagine you turn up the dial, and I'm even going to say the queen is the dominatrix. There's some playfulness in thinking in those terms. What I mean by being the dominatrix, and I don't mean, using whips and latex gloves. You can if you want, it can be fun. But I'm talking about the energy. So the energy of the dominatrix is actually an extremely feminine, strong energy. It's the opposite of masculine. And by that, I mean she's not aggressive. She's not pushing. She's saying, she's stating. She's like, pleasure on me, focus here. So partner, this is me. You want to please me and you should feel grateful for that. She invites the devotion. She's creating the rules of the game. She's giving permission to the partner to give her pleasure. And the partner should be grateful. And you need to think of that, like imagine you go on a first date. Instead of focusing on, oh, like, will this person like me? Do I look good enough? Oh my God, am I saying the right thing? They might not like me. None of that should be your concern. You should never think of that. You go on a date. The question is, will I like this person? Is this person like challenging me enough? Is this person worth my time? Is it even worth my presence? And I know I'm like, oh, it sounds pretentious, but it's not pretentious. It's more like being actually just your full self and being like, no, you know what? Like, I deserve to be valued. I deserve to take space. I can say what I want. And it's up to them whether they want to play with me or not. And it's a playful way. It's not like a pushy, it's playful. It's magnetic. You're radiant. You're seeking pleasure. And we all want to be surrounded with people that are authentic. They're like expressive. They understand the value of like having a good time, feeling pleasure, being curious, being playful. We all want that kind of energy. So you need to embody that energy. You need to feel it from your whole self. And you need to create a space where the masculine is going to serve, is going to lead, is going to lead you to your pleasure, if you see what I mean. And it's holding the space for that. One reality that you need to understand that I'm so confident about, because I learned that from my personal experience, I learned that from years of dancing, having men clients. A man that is in his, comfortable, is in himself, like confident man, will want to serve you. A man that is feeling good and is not having like, some men that they just feel threatened by that. If the man you're going on date with is feeling threatened by your assertiveness and your queen energy, he's not the right guy. You want a man that feels comfortable with a queen so he can be a king. That's the thing. The more big and you know, regal you are, the more energy you have, the more magnetic you are, the more you're helping him raise his energy, and you guys are matching, and it's magic. And you're that power couple. Then, you want the man to want to step up for you. The truth that I learned about men is that, and that's a total general statement, I really, really believe that, is that men, they want to serve, they want to be challenged. They love, you need to give them the opportunity to shine by giving them challenge. The masculine energy is in strategy, go get it, like that, go, go, go. Like they want big challenges. They want like to like have to strategize to get to somewhere, So you need to give him the opportunity to do that for you so he can shine. Do you understand? Example that would be the reverse for you to be in your feminine is you want a guy to take you to like a really nice restaurant so you can wear that really nice dress and look super gorgeous. That is the man giving you the opportunity to be in your feminine. Do you understand what I'm saying? You need to give each other the opportunity to shine. So you need to make him worship you. And if that means in the bedroom, like when you're having sex, it can also be you being dominant. And that's super hot. That's very sexual and very, it can be a big turn on. That's something I'm experiencing. That's something I'm testing with my partner. And it's actually super fun, where it's like, you here, I'm like, hey, you're here for my pleasure. You don't get to be pleasured unless I come. So the whole thing is about, you need to give me pleasure. You're here to serve me. Once I had my orgasm, once I felt amazing, you can have yours. And you really implement that, and it's super hot. It's very sexy, and your partner will love it. And you can play, sometimes it's the reverse, where, it's the man dominant and you're here to serve him. But generally, think of it like your queen energy. And sexually, it's like, okay, like now you really have to challenge yourself so that I'm happy, I'm being pleased. And you can role play that way. And I really invite you, if you feel comfortable, you can go very small steps. So that's one way. You don't need to do that sexually if you don't feel like it. You could also just try to like, just like shift a tiny bit. So you just like small changes where you allow yourself to be a bit more feminine in your energy. It could be how you look. It can be just giving a bit of space, breathing room in the relationship or in the date, like letting things flow a little bit, but being very clear on what is it that you want, what is it you don't want, who you are, and being very upfront. And yeah, that's the work we do together. That's what I'm here for, is to support you in understanding who is that queen in you. How does she express herself? How does she move? What does she look like? How does she interact with the world? And it's super fun. It doesn't need to be heavy. It's fun. It's like, let's have fun, let's play.